Hello, I'm VR Critic, and welcome to my review of BLARP by developer Isaac Cohen. The game is available on Steam for $2.99 US or $3.29 Canadian. Let's have a look at what it has to offer. The very first thing you'll notice about BLARP is how incredibly unique and bizarre it looks. At its core, it's a fairly simple game of physics that takes full advantage of the Vive's motion controls, but it's the colorful shell the core is contained in that catches your eye. Your goal is to breed as many BLARPs as you can without letting yourself get blarped. You begin in a very small, cubic room surrounded by walls lined with grids. Below where you stand is a rip in space that opens to a world seemingly made of magical rainbow sherbet. Looking back up, you'll notice you're standing alone with a single BLARP, a strange eyeball-like creature that is quite colorful in itself. There's a dotted line connecting the BLARP and the instrument you hold in your right hand. Squeezing the trigger will pull the BLARP towards it, but don't let it make contact or you'll fail your mission to breed them and have to start over. Instead, you want to use your BLARP attraction wand like a flail or a sling. If you propel the BLARP into the numbered orb in the same room, it will duplicate on contact and you'll now be in control of two BLARPs. Every time you hit an orb, a new BLARP will appear that is marginally smaller than the one before it, and the room around you will expand. You can use a shield, which is activated by squeezing the trigger in your left hand to guard your right wand from incoming BLARPs. It won't take long before the true nature of the game will begin to show. The ultimate test of patience, accuracy, and spatial awareness. As your number of BLARPs climb, your ability in these three categories will be challenged more and more. It becomes a game of careful management. The smaller the BLARP is, the more sensitive it becomes to you pulling it towards your right hand. They have much less friction in space, which makes them fly around much faster and bounce off walls more easily. This will require careful accuracy with quick, small taps on the trigger button. Before you fling your pool of BLARPs at the next orb, you'll want to collect them all so they don't go too wild and catch you by surprise. The challenge is keeping the small, fast BLARPs under control while you give the slow BLARPs enough time to regroup with you. As the room becomes larger, the orbs appear further and further away, needing focus and accuracy to hit the orb on your first try. If you miss it, be ready to take the time to gather your BLARPs together once again, as by now they've bounced all over the room. Remain very perceptive of where your BLARPs are located, since it's easy for them to draw in from behind you and you can only shield yourself from one direction. From here, simply keep going for as long as you can. When you inevitably meet your rainbow sherbet doom, you'll be brought back to the starting area with orbs around you displaying your personal high score. The game is quite adaptable to play space size, and you'll definitely end up utilizing all that you can. Just make sure that you have enough space to safely launch your arm forward without hitting something on the way. There are no options menus or notable haptic feedback, but there's a tutorial available that teaches you the very basics. BLARP is surprisingly immersive in a different style than you may be used to. It's very passive in delivering its presence, immersing you in such a way that you don't end up focusing on the fact that you're being immersed, both while or after playing. One thing, however, that slightly removes my immersion is the fact that you only lose if a BLARP touches your right hand. The first time I played, I thought I would lose if a BLARP touched my head, and I didn't even figure out until after I finished recording this gameplay that your shield hand is also immune. It would be nice to have a difficulty option to set what parts of you are susceptible to contact with BLARPs, as I enjoyed the extra challenge of having to dodge with my entire body while I thought that was the case. The game's presentation is stunning and unique. You won't get bored of what you're looking at. The grid walls do a good job of giving you a sense of depth, which is useful as the room expands. The BLARPs are strange, but welcoming, leaving their rainbow trails behind you as they fly around. Basic ambience is how the music starts off, but as you gather more BLARPs, they will begin to play a song collectively between themselves, each one giving the occasional chirp or hum to complement the others. At merely $3 and even less on sale, I can confidently recommend buying this surreal experience. It's easy to launch the game on a whim and play for a few rounds, trying to beat your old record. Plus, you get to leave wondering to yourself, where do the BLARPs come from? Are they really made from rainbow sherbet? Just what does it mean to get BLARPed? Well, you'll have to pick up the game for yourself if you want to find out. Thank you very much for watching, and please feel free to critique my critique in the comments or on Reddit. I enjoy all types of feedback, and it can help me improve my future content. If you have a game you'd like me to review, leave a suggestion and subscribe to see it, and more like this.